what qualities are you looking for when you're hiring a VA? And Richard, this is one of your questions. We'll get to that since we're to that section.
So, we are a KW team, so we absolutely are big believers in the recruit select model. That said, we do absolutely have, it's a little bit of a different process that we found with the virtual assistants. So for instance, the placement expert that you work with over there, as a matter of fact, right before I hopped on this call, I was looking at some resumes for some virtual assistant ISAs that the MyOutDesk team had just sent over, because we're already considering looking at hiring some more folks. So what you get when you come over is you get a list of the skills courses that the MyOutDesk people have trained them on. You look at their resume, and a lot of times these folks that we're looking at have extensive phone work backgrounds. So keep in mind, in the Philippines, or at least from what we found, there's a lot of call center jobs that are working in the United States because English is somewhat commonly spoke in the Philippines, and a lot of American corporations have operations or call centers or things like that in the Philippines. So you're often getting conversations with people who have a lot more phone background than maybe even somebody that you would have in the United States, who are very used to a job that is on the phones nearly 100% of the time. So that's one of the things that I look for, is somebody that can just handle, I don't want to call it the grind, but some days it can be the grind of being on the phones all day, every day. So that background is very important. And then we do get a copy of their DISC profile. We also get a copy of some technology requirements that they've met. In other words, because these individuals do work from their home, so we learn a little bit about their internet connection, what type of computer they're using. Those things can't be taken for granted, because you want to make sure that because their entire operation exists over the internet, that they are connected, that they have a good system, that they can do all of that. Then as far as the interview process works, the way that I have traditionally done it with MyOutDesk is I will pre-screen a couple of candidates just from their paperwork, and then MyOutDesk will set up a series of interviews where I will interview individuals basically back to back to back to back. And it's my preference to do it that way because, it's just you really get a pretty solid understanding of their level of skill. And what I have also done is sent a script, usually the day before the interviews, for them to study. I like it to be something that they have a very short time with. So it gives me an idea of how studious they are and how hungry they are, and then I do a mock call or do a basically see how good they are with that script. So from the training they've got from MyOutDesk and then the time that they've had with the script that I sent over, we go through a call together in addition to the kind of more standard interview process. So that's what I generally do with the recruiting process. We don't do the full recruit select where we put them through the AVA and everything like that. It's more of a truncated version, but it's worked pretty well for us so far.
Hey Sam, I've got a question real quick.
Yep.
When you compare like hiring an ISA through MyOutDesk versus you going out and hiring an ISA in the U.S. that would be physical in your office, what do you see the differences, and what's the time difference, and what's the commitment difference? Because you're the director, your job is to run the team and
right.
make sure the sales are coming. So this is your gig, is to make sure great, talented people come on your team. So what do you see as the difference?
Yeah, I mean, we've been really, really lucky, and I don't want to say just lucky, but I mean, we've been fortunate that the individuals that we've hired in-house have all stayed long-term. Everybody that we've hired officially in the ISA capacity domestically is still with our team. And it's the same situation with our virtual assistant ISAs as well. So I'd love to say that I have some magic formula, but you got to kiss a lot of frogs before you before you find the right one.